I'm Louise Quinn. I have 122 caps for the Republic of Ireland, and these are my milestones with Sports Joe and Circle K. Oh yeah, this is a photo from my first season when I played for Eskilstuna in Sweden. And no matter what the weather, and as you see here, feet and feet of snow, the pitch would just be all cleared and we'd go out and train, go out and play a match. You know, I think the lowest temperatures we probably played in, I think was like -17. I think -18 was the cut-off point to where you'd have frozen eyelashes, frozen hair, you'd be covered, you know, head to toe. But yeah, it was almost magical at times looking around, but believe me, when you're running around in it after a bit, you certainly warm up. That was, you know, my first professional club to go to, and this is, you know, what you're walking into. But it was an amazing place for me to be able to go and grow as a player. I love this picture. This is in my back garden. I think I'm maybe 2, maybe 3 years old. My mum will have to correct me on that at some stage, I'm sure. But yeah, just from that age, I was just so obsessed. My family constantly slagged me in my brown shorts, which I think we got from our neighbour. But yeah, that's just me. There just used to be a few footballs lying around. My dad played Gaelic football for Blessington and for Wicklow. And yeah, and just any chance that I saw any sort of football, I just had to have it. I had to be playing with it so they could see that there was a definite interest. They probably thought it was going to be Gaelic football, but yeah, I gradually moved it down to my feet and started playing. This photo is me, again, what age am I there? I don't know, could that be like 8 or 9 years old maybe? Yeah, this is my first ever team, boys team, just Blessington FC. At that stage, it was the only available team that, you know, I could play for, but, you know, all these guys were my friends from school or athletics or playing a little bit of Gaelic football, so we all knew each other. It's so funny just to see like the raised collars and the, you know, even back then there was definitely still a few little trends from footballers that you'd see. This is such a different time, you know. It used to be just a real struggle to try and make sure you had the, you know, the right jerseys, and everyone was a volunteer. It was constantly just done volunteers. So, you know, for someone like Circle K to come in and, you know, and help support grassroots, help support, you know, girls and boys in their journey to, you know, enjoying sport, getting out and about, getting outside, being healthy, making friends. You know, that is the most important thing. There's, you know, some that might go on to bigger and brighter things, maybe, you know, to play football as a career, but essentially, you know, grassroots is where I just grew as a person, and for Circle K to get involved in this is absolutely massive for grassroots in the country. Yeah, this is the day that we lifted the trophy for the Women's Super League with Arsenal. One of the proudest days you can kind of come about. I think, you know, even being able to put on the Arsenal jersey was a shock and a surprise, and something I had to, I suppose, almost get my head around, because I'm old school. I'm an old school defender. I'm a big heavy tackler, but you know, and Arsenal are play and possession and beautiful football. So for me to be able to adapt, and you know, in that season from when we won the title, and yeah, you know, it's one of those where I have my Ireland jersey hanging up, but also my Arsenal jersey hanging up at home that I got signed by every player. So for me, and just, you know, there's myself and Katie McCabe, the 2 Irish girls, and obviously a lot of Irish girls that paved the way, you know, a few years previous. This is an extremely proud moment, I think, for the Irish. My final game for Ireland, just before we hopped on the bus to go to Páirc Uí Chaoimh. And yes, that's all my family. And my eldest sister, she literally flew, especially from Australia, to come be there for a week. So, you know, she really went out of her way to make sure that she was there for my, you know, my final ever game, and to have a little shirt made up for Dara. He was so young then. He was 2.5 months, maybe, something like that. And so he didn't have a clue what was going on, but he was the star of the show for sure. But yeah, just again, my family just, you know, followed me anywhere I went for football constantly, from when I was playing grassroots football all the way up to final game with Ireland. And yeah, to kind of have now Dara being a small part of that, and to, you know, to have the pictures to show that he was there for my final game is really special. Sad as well, because it was the final game, but just pure joy. Support grassroots football. Download the Circle K app, play cash for clubs, and start winning cash and kits for your local club.